There we go.
All right.
Okay, well, we got it. Looks beautiful. First of all, welcome everyone. Some of y'all tonight you've been around a while and been watching this Zoom from time to time. Some of y'all are first-time visitors. You're welcome. And one thing I want to say straight up, be sure to thank the person who invited you when it's all over with tonight. This is not going to be long. We're going to cut right to the chase. And I'm really excited as one of your co-hosts, Fred Duff here in Richmond, Virginia, to introduce a very dear friend of mine who I think the world of. And her husband actually was following them through success magazines over 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. And I didn't even know who they were. We never met, but we used their story to inspire my company to do something. And it was amazing. And now just look how God works. I get to work with them. And that to me is so unbelievable. But, it didn't start off that way, big homes and everything else. So we're going to cover what vehicle she's using right now to change the health of the whole nation, in my opinion, and out of the country as well, internationally, and how she's helping to change the wealth of people. Because right now, if we don't know anything else, we know two things. COVID changed these two things. Number one, it made sure we understood how valuable or vulnerable our health is. It's so delicate. Number two, we learned how delicate our financial cash flow is. And she's going to talk about a product and a concept and the idea of the night I believe can solve both of those folks on a sometime part-time basis, maybe on a full-time basis. So my great co-host out there in Florida where it's 65 degrees and she was rubbing it in a few minutes ago. As rolling all the way from Florida, who will be in Virginia this weekend. So I'm going to turn it over to you, and it's your show, and I'll ask a few questions as we go along, and I'm here to assist you in any way I can. So we're very thankful for you being here tonight.
I'm honored, and thank you. I love being a co-host with you, Fred. So, anybody that's new, that's been invited to take a look at this for the very first time, just relax. We've all been here. We've all been in your shoes. Nobody grows up to do this. So what you're about to see can absolutely change your life to whatever degree you choose for it to be changed. And that's what I love is that, we're giving, the power back to you from your health standpoint and or your financial standpoint. For us, for me, me and my husband, we both had our dream jobs. My dream job was a stay-at-home mom. That's all I ever wanted to do when I grow up, and I was getting to live out that dream. And my husband's dream was a high school football coach. That man ate, slept, and breathed football. He walked to work every day. He came home at lunch. He did not have to teach in the classroom. That man truly had his dream job. But here was the deal. It wasn't giving us our dream life. We woke up at 30-something years old with 3 kids at the time, and we were living paycheck to paycheck. And I don't know if anybody's ever done that before, but it's not fun. It's extremely stressful, and it's a lot of work. And, we never saw an end in sight. We had a fencing company that we did during the summer, just me and him. And we painted houses, I did, and we waited tables. I worked in a doctor's office, you name it, we did it, but we were always trading time for money. And so we got shown what you're about to see, and we didn't know if it was going to work for us. We'd never done anything like this before, but we needed something different. We needed an extra $200 to $500 to come into our lives that changed our lives. And so that was our start. And, we got started on a very part-time basis, but over time it walked us right into a full-time income. And this is all that we've done. So I can just tell you, just sit back and just take a look with an open mind. And, at the end, then you'll get back with the person that invited you, and we can go from there. So anyway, the name of the company is Partner.co. We are a global company. We're in over 50 countries around the world. But this is what makes us extremely unique and different from any other company out there, is that we're partnered with doctors from all around the world. So our products are doctor created, but backed by science. The one thing that they all have in common is a no compromise philosophy. What does that really mean for you and I? What it means is that all of our products have 0 negative ingredients in them. And they all come at clinical doses. They're not just fairy dusted with the ingredients like the products that you go buy off the shelves. Here's our third-party certifications. So we have over 100 products within our company. We have anything from clean energy drinks to liquid superfoods, nutritional supplements, balance in hormones and weight loss, athletic performance, you name it, we have it. We just sit right in the middle of 7 different multi-billion-dollar industries out there. You know, we're already purchasing any, 1, 2, or 3 products from any of those different industries. The problem, well, at least for me, is that, here I am getting them. I'm getting very little results from those products. So what I did, what my husband did, is we just kind of looked what we were taking, redirect our spending through ourselves, and now we get high quality products that give us real results. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. So although we have 100 products, we're just going to talk about this one. And what is it? It's called Slenderize, or what y'all might know it as is Skinny Drops. And what it is actually created by 2 doctors out in California. They were created to balance hormones. So what they did is they ran a clinical study, and 9,000 patients went through this clinical study, men and women, because yes, men have hormones too. And at the end of the clinical study, the one thing that they saw that everybody had in common as a side effect was weight loss. So I don't know about you, but I mean, to have a positive side effect to a product is basically unheard of. And so, I thought that to balance the hormones and the side effect be weight loss, I'm all about that now, right? And so it's 2 bottles in a box. And the first bottle is Slenderex. It's a clear liquid, and it's a blend of over 10 different plant leaf extracts. 3 times a day. It's going to balance your thyroid, balance your pancreas, and it's going to help detox your body. The second bottle is Accelerate. You're going to put it underneath your tongue twice a day, but it's your pure form of B12. It's got biotin, it's got rosehip, rhodiola, ashwagandha root. So now we're increasing our energy, increasing our metabolism, boosting our mood, but also stabilizing out those cortisol levels as we get bombarded with stress like we do all day long. We're not going to have those, pikes where it's going to, peak up and then it's going to, drop off. We're going to keep those levels leveled out. So we're not a diet. We're not a weight loss. We're not a fad coming through your town. We're not going to count calories. We're not counting carbs. We're not going to starve you. We give you an approved food list that was actually created by the top type 2 diabetes doctor in the world that created this food list. Eat as much as you want when you get hungry from the approved food list. But the most important thing is take the drops. They only work if they get in your body. They don't work sitting in the bottle. So now I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm not out here to lose 10 pounds or 15 pounds. I don't want another diet brought into my life. But if you can tell me that I can balance my hormones, I will walk through fire to do that, whatever it takes, right? I think my husband would pick me up and carry me through that fire to get my hormones balanced. And then the side effect is weight loss. So what I'm going to share with you is real people with real results. And there's so many more results than just the number on the scale. So I want to bring Fred back up because he, like I said, men have hormones too. And so he embraced this lifestyle change. Got to unmute, Fred. Fred, I don't know if you've unmuted or not, but we don't have you. So he embraced the lifestyle change. And then we've got Misty. So you can just see her transformation.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
I'm sorry. I
Go ahead,
apologize.
Fred.
I was locked out for some reason. But bottom line is I came into this industry not in the best shape at all. I went through a real medical issue a few years back, and I realized one thing's for sure, that my health was my next wealth, because without it, I don't have anything. And I spent thousands and thousands of dollars trying to get myself straightened up. It got straightened up, but I still was not right. I went on the balancing drops, and I've dropped from 186 down to, 198. Now I'm down to 181, and that's about where I want to be. And here's the best part. I feel better. I have clear head. I went through radiation and chemo, and I felt like I walked around in a cloud for over a year until these products. I'm not saying it did any medical claim. All I'm saying is for me, it's changed my life in that area big time, and I'm not coming off.
That's awesome. Thank you, Fred. And then this is an unusual one, but I mean, this is, 108 pounds in 65 days is pretty phenomenal. And he didn't starve himself. He ate as much as he wanted just from the approved food list. So it just starts to go to show you what happens when you start giving your body what it needs and it starts getting balanced, and you start getting your body back on your side and working for you instead of against you. Mother of 6. I mean, she homeschools, she lives at the ball fields. I mean, we're all busy, and busy moms at that. And, having a family, it's hard eating on the go. But look, she did it. She's got back to the weight of when right before she even started having kids. Brittany's got PCOS, extremely hard to lose weight, and got started on the drop. She was, like a lot of us, we've been on it all, tried it all. She's been on doctor prescribed diets and never had success. And I need to update this because she's actually down 90 something pounds now, and right almost a year. So that's huge. So what it happens when you start getting your body back balanced hormonally. And again, so like I said, there's so many more wins here than just the number on the scale. For Jordan, it was more than just the pant sizes and the weight loss, but just getting her mood back. And she's a mother of 3. She's a nurse, a wife. She'll tell you that's her biggest win, is that her brain just feels like it's been healed from the inside out, and that she's coming off those antidepressants. And, she says her kids have got the mother they deserve, and her husband's got the wife that he married. So, there's a lot to be said for our mental health as well. Couples that are doing it and losing. Talia, she'll tell you, her mood is probably her biggest win as well. Ashley, the 15 pounds down is wins, but not the biggest win. The biggest win is no more night sweats and having to wake up in the middle of the night and go change your clothes because you're dripping wet. And then our husband, Reese, started the drops only to prove his wife wrong, that they were snake oil and they did not work. First month ended up losing 15 pounds. And then now, quite a few months later, it's actually over 54 pounds. But the biggest win here to me is that he went to the doctor because he's, very analytical, very much a skeptic. Went to the doctor, got his blood work done, and he's got the best results of his blood work that he's ever had. So to me, those are really big wins because it's about getting your total body back in balanced. All ages, all body types here. Autoimmune disease, you never just sick and tired of being sick and tired, like all of us, right? And she decided to take her health back into her own hands. And what she'll tell you is she now weighs less than the amount of weight she lost. Kim, she cannot exercise. She's got muscular dystrophy. She still has muscular dystrophy. We did not cure that. She never says that it ever went away. So she still has that. But her doctor had told her she was 2 years away from being in a wheelchair. She'd been on every diet, every weight loss, any and everything. She tried it. She was on it and never had success. And her daughter brought home a box of drops. She got started 2 weeks in and lost 12 pounds. In over 8.5 months, she lost 92 pounds. But this is the most important thing. That was over 4.5 years ago. So she's maintained her weight, kept it off, got her life back. This is her journey, and this is what I love, is that we just meet you wherever you are in life, and we get to walk you right through life to be a part of that journey. And then this is me. I've never shared my testimony on it at all. And I get how hard it is, because when I look at that picture, I'm going to the left, me standing there by myself, and I'm like, did I really look like that? Oh my gosh. And that was just probably 6 or 7 months ago, maybe 8 months ago. And I do the drops. I did a cycle of the drops. I am down 2 pant sizes, but the most important to me, my biggest win is no more hormonal migraines. I've always had headaches my whole life. I just thought it was just part of my life. And then as I hit in my mid 40s, they just took a whole life of their own. Migraines that I've never had before. And I did around a cycle through on the drops, and I no more have those kind of migraines. So to me, they have definitely given me my life back. So now I'm just going to kind of switch gears for a minute. You know, we've got 100 products. We just talked about one. But so now I'm going to switch to the business side and just kind of share with you, you know, over the last couple of years on the global events that have occurred have really kind of created this perfect storm and kind of really merged 4 markets together that's never been done before. One is our health and wellness industry. One, everybody today is a doctor. They're way more aware of their health, right? Than what they were a couple of years ago. And that's a great thing. The second thing is that technology. I mean, who would ever thought that this little gadget would shrink the world down on a global scale like it does? But not only that, the masses being able to use it, you know, and that's what's happened from, you know, all of us having to learn Zoom and Skype and FaceTime just to even talk to our family members. So now today, everybody can use that technology. And then that home-based business world, you know, we were all sent home, right? And nobody necessarily wants to be at home, but yet nobody also wants to go back to work and sit in that cubicle either. So we all want that mobility and that flexibility to be able to work where we want to and when we want to. And then that last piece of the equation is that mobile transaction. We don't give a second thought to how we're going to send somebody money, right? I mean, couple years ago, you know, we weren't gonna, I didn't have it. I wasn't about to Venmo anybody anything. Nobody was gonna get my debit card or my banking information, right? Now we don't have just one way of doing it. The question is which one do you use? You know, which one do you take? From 1, 2, or 3 or 4 different ways of sending money to somebody. So that transaction world has really not just been to the retail stores, but now, and then to the mom and pops, but now to all of us, which is really pretty awesome. So this is how easy it is to get started for $29.95 one time. Not every 6 months, not once a year, but it's just a one-time fee, gets you that global virtual franchise because it gets you a website. And the moment you go live, and remember, we're in over 50 countries, so you have access to all over the 50 countries plus that you have access to them all. So you're global that second you go live. You get a back office, and that back office keeps track of your customers, your orders. Most importantly, it keeps track of your paychecks. You get an app that you can download right from your phone. We got tons of training tools, any and everything you need to get your business successful right out the gate. And this is how easy it is to get started. It's a 4-pack of drops. You sell 3 and you get yours for free. Not only do you get yours for free, but you also will cover the cost of your business. So now you got a free box of drops and a free business right out the gate. And listen, sell's a harsh word for me. I'm not a salesperson. I can't sell anything. I never have. I never could. It's not my DNA. But what I can do is I can share. I can share my journey because I know I have 2, 3, or 4 girlfriends. We all talk about the same thing. I have no energy. I'm exhausted. I have hot flashes now. My night sweats. Where did these things come from? I got brain fog, you know? And I would love to lose this last 10 pounds. So, you know, we all talk about that same thing. So what I did is just grab 3 or 4 of my girlfriends. Let's get on this journey together. Let's reclaim our life back. And so you can either share it by either word of mouth and or by social media. It's really your choice. And if you choose social media, we give you an app that you can download right on your phone. And then once you download that app, we'll send you a link. It'll upload right into that app. And now we can help you launch your business in less than 10 minutes. And your business is set up for success right out the gate. And we're doing it with you. So you're not by yourself. That's the most important thing, right? Nobody wants, doing this by yourself is scary. I don't know what to do, but we're here. We partner with you every step of the way. And so now we're taking our drops and we're turning them into profits. And that's what makes a difference in your household tomorrow, next week, and brings in that income right away. So I love that. So we are so much more than just selling a box of drops. Our company was actually voted the #1 compensation plan in the industry. You don't have to take my word for it. Go Google it in the Better Business Home magazines. We actually get paid here 9 different ways. Fred, 9. When Todd was coaching football and when I worked in a doctor's office, I don't know about you, but I got paid one way.
I used to pray to get paid every week as a bricklayer. You didn't wonder what the check would even clear. So
exactly. Imagine that. We get paid 9 different ways. We just talked about the first way. That's retail profit. We're not going to go over all the different ways, but this right here is really important to get paid. You must have a subscribe and save. It's 100 points worth of product or $150, whichever one comes first. That unlocks that weekly paycheck. That unlocks that total 30% discount across all 100 products. And here's the thing. There's no contract here. And you can change it up every month if you so choose. And that last little piece of the equation, it doesn't have to be you. It could be a customer that decided to sign up for the subscribe and save and bill every 4 weeks. For my daughter who was in college, has her business here, could not afford a subscribe and save. So she goes out and gets her grandparents. Her grandparents were her customer that had a subscribe and save. So that is what unlocked her paycheck that allowed her to get paid every Friday. Or if you decide to use it for yourself, if you want it, you can turn around and retail it. So there's so many different options here. One of the second way here that we get paid besides the retail profits is one of my favorite ways. Because our company here, we're not about putting you in debt with some kind of car program or anything like that. We're about getting you out of debt. And that's our savings bonus. And so with that, one of our goals is for you to make at least $250 within one area of our pay. And when you do that, we call this free money. The company sets aside 15% into a savings account with your name on it. When it hits $10,000, Fred, they call you up, congratulate you, and they deposit it that following Friday. Can you believe that? You just got $10,000. You want to go buy a car? Go buy a car. You want to put a down payment on a house? How about that? How about vacation or retirement or getting out of debt? It's totally whatever you decide you want to do with it. Then after that, instead of getting paid here 4 times a month, you get an extra check. It's our savings account check. And that will be up to $2,000 extra a month. And so now that's your car note. That's your house note. That's paying off debt. It's vacation, college fund. It's your choice. Your money. Decide you get to do whatever you want to do with it. I love that. We also have vacations. There's 2 a year. One is to Tahiti. And I'll say if nobody's ever been to Tahiti, it's a bucket list trip you must go on. And then our next one that we'll be taking also too is to the Bahamas, our North America trip. So if you've never been to the Bahamas or you have and you want to go back, you've got a free trip sitting right here. So you get to build in an extra stream of income and you get to travel for free if that is something that you love to do. I don't know who doesn't love to travel. I love to travel, especially when it's free. All right, Fred, here we go.
This is the part I've read. This is your beginnings. I haven't seen these pictures, ladies and gentlemen. I've heard these stories, but it's hard to believe that's Todd and you there in the center. My goodness, y'all were babies who had babies. My goodness. But with that being said, we all have beginnings somewhere, don't we? And here's the interesting thing. The question I want to ask you, being a stay-at-home mom and him being a high school football coach, I know they had a roadmap for you to be able to come here and build a perfect business. I know they prepared you for that. Did you ever feel like you weren't going to make it here? I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah, every day. I mean, if you had told me that Todd Rowland would get out of coaching football, we both would have looked at you like you had lost your mind. You need to go get committed to the loony bin, because that man ate, slept, and breathed football. Like his dream, you know, or at the time was, you know, to go to the college level. And so we did everything. We were zoned in. And so to do something different, especially something that we didn't know anything about, right? I mean, we could go build a fence. We're all about that hard labor with our hands. And this is something so different, so out of the box. You don't take this in college. There's not a degree you go get in this. There needs to be, right? But there's not one. So something so different. And so, yes, he quit a lot. He quit a whole lot. I'll never forget how many times he quit. But the key thing is that he got up the next morning and we just did the next day. We just did the next day, and we just did the next day. And then here we are. It's amazing that if you allow it and you just keep persevering through, what actually is on the other side, and creating a life that we could have never dreamed. We thought about it, but we never thought it would happen for us.
Can I ask one more question, kind of a dual question at the same time? I'm seeing how your lifestyle was then, but tell me how it's affected your lifestyle now with you and your family, the choices you get to make. And then the final thought, I want you to, why Partner Code now? What's so special about us doing, somebody joining us now? And so if you can come maybe blend those two questions, we'll end the broadcast.
So I keep it ingrained in my mind every day what it was like living paycheck to paycheck. Gosh, I didn't think I'd get emotional about it. But so, you know, I don't know if anybody remembers what it was like when you get that Sunday paper, how fat it was with all the coupons in it. I would sit there for hours cutting coupons. And then I would go to the grocery store for hours, just only being able to buy what I had a coupon for. And then when you're pulling up at the grocery line and you're adding, you mentally, you know exactly how much is in your basket mentally, right? And always stressing, am I going to have enough in the account to pay for these groceries? He had his master's from the University of Arkansas. That didn't get him any more. I mean, it got him a little bit more pay, but that was it. I mean, we had a student loan to get that little bit of pay. So crazy. And here we were living that, like we saw no end in sight. And then fast forward to where we are today with our 4 kids, and what our 4 kids' life is like today versus what it could have been, you know. We were allowed to be full-time parents. What does that mean? That means that they never saw us have a job. We worked hard, but they were incorporated into our lives. And this is work, sitting here doing a Zoom, getting to meet amazing people and be a part of their lives being transformed from a health and or financial world. That's work. I don't call that work, you know. I call that being a part of people's journey, their life. I don't know. It's just amazing. That part's amazing. So our kids have been ingrained in that. People know our kids and they've watched them grow up. But when it came time to go off to college, it wasn't, you know, where they had to go. It was where they wanted to go. For Sierra, she was able to go off and play college sports. And for Cade, he would have never been able to go play college football. He wanted to play college football since he was a baby. That was his dream, being a Division I. He didn't have the size. He had the heart, but not the size. He got to walk on at Liberty. He could have never done that. And then be able to live out their dreams. So we've been able to watch our kids live their dreams that is priceless, you know? So how our life has changed from today, had we stayed in that coaching world, those conversations would not have gone that way. They just wouldn't have. So we were able to have those conversations. Our oldest, was able to get married and have his, reception. I mean, his rehearsal dinner where he wanted, because that's where he wanted, not where we had to have that conversation. Those kind of conversations were just different. So they have been able to travel the world. We've had a plane, we've had a pilot. They've got to experience so much life that they would have never got to. So that has been a life changer. Our path, we hit a fork in the road, from coaching football to when this industry found us. And we had to make a decision, and we did, and we just stuck with it. And here we get to live on residual income. And I can just tell you, I want that from the bottom of my heart for everybody, because everybody should get to experience this.
With that being said, with partner.co being positioned as the #1 company, a AAA rating, the best commission program in the country, in the industry, and the biggest momentum movement in any company out there, and there's thousands and thousands of companies out there, that kind of speaks to why now. But is the opportunity for everybody, and we'll just call it a night at dinner. How do you feel about that? Can a stay-home mom, single mom, can a struggling dad working a manufacturing job from midnight to 6 in the morning to maybe a part-time, can he find a way to fit this in and make this work over a period of time? Do you think that's right now?
Yes, 100%. Listen, I don't have a college degree. Todd may have a college. I don't have a college. We're not anybody special. This is for anybody that wants something different in their lives, that's just so sick and tired of just being broke, sick and tired, right? From your health standpoint or financial. We have been in this industry long enough that we have seen, we know behind the curtains, right? We've seen, and we've been part of a company that has had momentum. So we've seen the growth. We know what it's like. And I know when it's coming, and I see it coming. We both started seeing this about this time last year. And, things have to be right. That the economy, our owners, and the products. When you've got all of that wrapped up in one, look out, right? Look out. All I can tell you is, how much do you want of it? Sit down tonight, sit down and write out, what do you want from this company that you can't get with what you're currently doing? I don't care if that's $500, $1,000. I don't care what that is. A big, whatever that is, start small and get big, because it's here. It can happen. We were in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house with 1 car. I mean, seriously. And then to having, whatever, we had the options to buy whatever, you know what I mean? It's just it's having those options and choices in life. And that's what you're getting back in control of. In life, I feel like we just start accepting life. We stop leading our life. This is just a vehicle to start leading your life again in your family, down and changing the financial situation that might be sitting in your household today, or that health standpoint that's sitting in your household tonight. Why not? Because we've got the products that are proven. Now we've got the company that will be the #1 company in this whole industry. I guarantee it will. From the bottom of my heart, I know it. So get back with the person that invited you to be here tonight. And I look forward to partnering up with you and being a part of your growth and your journey here with Partner Co. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. Good night. That's a wrap.